Oh, my friends, I am your friend Kevin, and this is your divine, your divine daily blast. You're probably wondering, why is he chuckling? Because this is take 2. The first take of this, I had one of my speakers, you know, the AI speakers that interrupt and they don't get it, they don't understand it, they want to know more, and they just start talking. And I was having a conversation with a speaker of all things, which I find that just silly. I just can't stop it. Anyway, listen, I got a confession to make. All week long, my numbers have been off. I had to add up today's date 3 times to get the number 7, which applied to yesterday, and then which should have been a 6. So let's just start all over again. A number 7, angel numerology number, is all about focus and being on the right path. It works with the 7 of Cups or 7 of Water, the Sun, the Chariot. Bring in Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael on a number 7 day. It's really about aiming in the right direction, following your life course, and that no decision you could make could be wrong, which is why I like to call it focus. Now, here are my isms. I am an instrument of love and healing. This I know myself to be. I am perfection unfolding. I am confidence, and I influence through kindness. I'm trying my best to frame my words so that speaker doesn't go flying off again and wanting to know more. Which, knowing me, it's like, well, you know, anything goes these days. Absolutely anything goes, which is why I chuckle, because it's like magical mayhem here. Okay, a message from Archangel Ariel. Call upon me, the Archangel of Manifestation, to bring abundance and prosperity into your life. Abundance flows effortlessly into my life. It is natural for me to thrive. I think it's natural for all of us to thrive. I think that any time we find ourselves at a crossroads, we're really not sure which way we're going or what's actually happening. It's because we're not supposed to see everything. However, which is interesting, not supposed to see everything, but we're supposed to pay attention to all of it. In other words, I don't think we have to have labels for everything. I don't think we have to dot the I's, cross the T's, and have a really strategic plan laid out. However, paying attention to the process of the abundance effortlessly flowing, because it does. Most people think of abundance as being jewelry, money, finances. Because we see people in abundance, we see people in opulence, we see people with lots and lots and lots and lots of things. We see people attaining great financial wealth. And we believe that that is a sign of abundance. Indeed, it's one sign of abundance. But so is the ocean. So are grains of sand on a desert. So is dirt on the earth. So is air that we breathe. So are the stars up in the sky. So are the blades of grass on a lawn. So are the grains of rock that make a cliff. This is all abundance, and it's all flowing. That's the point I'm making with that. Now, we have we have an angel activator, and we also have a divine master. This divine master, I believe it's the first time he has appeared since I've been pulling a divine master every week. Say hello to Serapis Bay. Serapis Bay has made a special entrance this week to activate a paradigm shift within each of us, to grow and to make the necessary changes. Now, some of you may or may not be familiar with Serapis Bey, so I'm going to give you a little history lesson. Serapis Bey was basically a divine master, and when he was incarnated on the earth plane, he ascended right before this cataclysmic shift. So he's come to serve earthbound people as a divine master responsible for helping everybody here move through the process of ascension. Now, the process of ascension doesn't mean getting up out of your body and dying. That could be part of it, but I think that belongs to Archangel Azrael. Serapis Bey is the divine master that's aligning the soul, the mind, the body, the spirit to transcend through earthly limitations. It's a transcendental shift, a paradigm shift away from believing that nothing is possible and entering a world where everything can be possible, is possible. Serapis Bey is a divine being who, according to philosophy and teachings, has been a priest or spiritual practitioner during the time of Atlantis. And many spiritually aware Atlanteans were consciously living and connecting with source energy. In other words, source energy was the vibrational energy that was giving them the orchestrated instructions, if you will, for manifesting, for changing, for helping. So when he came into, it's said that he fled the land before it was hit with the cataclysmic, whatever that was, the cataclysm. And then he came and reincarnated and went to Egypt. And it was said that he was helping to unify the Greeks and the Egyptians and bringing them both to a sense of peace and harmony and grace, so that they can live together without being at war. So the message we've got all week long is that this time of change is completely obliterating all the old ways of being, to make space for all things that are new, all things that are coming. This isn't a call to discard tradition, but it's to look on what we've learned in this lifetime and how we can grow from it. You're being invited to move things forward. You're being invited to welcome changes instead of resisting them. And the universe is encouraging you to know that if you do resist change when it comes, it may be far more difficult for you to adapt to what's new and what's about to happen. So don't hide or run from the changes that you have going on. Instead, meet these changes with glory, with victory and grace, and your energy is now being activated, and the gifts and the knowledge that you're being given that are coming to you are beginning to rise to the surface. Your ideas, your belief, your trajectory, they're all changing. Changes are going to start unfolding rapidly for you. And if you meet with resistance, instead of charting a new course, you'll be sent off course, if that makes sense. So it's important to align with where you're going and what you're creating, rather than pushing up against it. I think it's just like gentle guidance, that everything is different. And if you notice, so many people resist it and squabble up against it, they stay stuck in the wah 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 wah. They stay stuck in that. They don't move past it, from it. They don't move beyond it. They're not living in the land of joy and the land of peace, in the land of love and harmony and grace. They're living in conflict. And they're not realizing that they themselves are part of the conflict. Part of the disorganization that's going on. They're stirring it up. One side against another side. That doesn't move anybody forward. It keeps everyone stuck. And they're stuck in fear. Now, what we have also going on with us is the light beings. And the activation from the light beings is I create space for learning anew. Light beings are with us always. They're highly evolved angelic beings that emanate in infinite light and bring healing to blast away the fears. So these beings have many names. They've been with us before too. I pulled this card before for all of us. They hang out in the inner dimensions of the universe, but from time to time they pop into Earth when the divine intervention's needed, and they'll guide all of us forward. All of us forward to the call of our soul, ultimately fulfilling our missions, bringing us light. And the guidance they bring with us this time is activating our energy, showing us our gifts, giving us our knowledge, helping us become apparent to what's going on. The ideas, the beliefs, the companies we're keeping, the trajectory that we're on is all changing. And just like Serapis Bay, the light beings are imploring us not to resist it, not to stop it, not to change these shifts. It's the ending of one set of karmic cycles and the beginning of new ones. It's encouraging us to stay aligned with our visions and trying to bring a new reality into being. Make the statements like we're ready to evolve, we're ready to go, we're ready to grow. I love these two with us this week. If you've been someone like me, who some days you're wide awake and can stay wide awake for hours, and other days you take these long naps that send you into a deep REM sleep. That deep REM sleep is most definitely healing. Now the moon today is in Virgo. So let your feelings be your guide under the gentle Virgo moon. Listen closely to messages that you're sending. Listen closely to the messages you are also receiving. You're completely and utterly aligned with what you want or what you need. And you can ask your spirit guides, your angel guides, your guardian angels to align you, to recalibrate you with a new vibration. They are welcome here to do it. And simply put your feet flat on the floor. Take a breath into your feet. Take a breath into your seat. Take a breath into your heart. And take a breath into your head. And ask for your entire being, every chakra, every cell, every muscle, every limb, to be calibrated completely with the rhythm of life, with the rhythm of the divine, with the rhythm of the universe. I'm shuffling the cards, which this group is the Manifesting with the Fairies by Karen Kay. I wanted to get back with the fairies again. Nothing against Archangel Michael. His Sword of Light deck is one of my favorites. But I wanted to, that's interesting. Well, I'm going to go with that. Look, I turned the deck over and the same card on the lid is the same card here. So we're being given the blessing of confidence. I'm going to read this because I'm feeling that this whole reading today for all of us is pretty significant. What does the confidence say? I almost opened it right up to it, but that's okay. Well, compassion. Come on, where are you? Confidence. Here we go. You don't mind if I read it, do you? I mean, you think I should know these things by heart, but I think it's important to read what the author wrote. Wear confidence like a crown and rise to any occasion. Be confident, or being confident, magnetizes positive situations to you. It's also a reminder to believe in yourself. Leaning forward with an open hand, the fairy of confidence, fairy queen of confidence in other words, is ready to embrace whatever comes her way. She stands tall and proud, but not in an egotistical way. She's supremely self-assured. She's so certain within her own being, and she wishes the same for you. She has nothing to prove and doesn't compare herself with anybody else. She fully accepts who she is, and her confidence radiates around her like an aura. This makes her charismatic and attractive on all levels of her being, physically and spiritually. And she's asking us not to feel that it's only gregarious extroverts who exude an air of confidence. She's saying that quiet introverts can do it as well. It's not about how loud or how attention-seeking you might be. It's about feeling secure in who you really are. It's about being someone sharing private or secret information with you in confidence, in the belief that you're a trustworthy person. Their reliance on you in this way will boost your self-confidence. This card also appears if you're someone who needs a confidential boost. We all have days when our self-assuredness is on a low side. So be gentle with yourself and others if this is happening. When you believe in yourself, others will believe in you too. Now, the manifestation message says, manifest confidence by simply believing in and accepting in yourself exactly who you are and what you're about. Know that your authority, know that you are the authority in your life and that you have nothing to prove to anyone. In other words, become your own cheerleader. And your affirmation activation is this: I am confident. Every decision I make is driven by total belief in myself. Every decision I make is driven by a total belief in myself. That, I think, has been the overall challenge for most of us that are following a light path. We reach a resistance and figure out a way to work through it. Other people reach a resistance and either give up or do something else. We have the ability to move forward. Alright, my friends, that's it from me today. I'll be back later on today with navigation for the week ahead, so stay tuned for that. But for now, lots of love. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and leaving those golden comments. Bye.